Hello, my name is Philip Desmuke. I attend Mid-America Christian University, and this video is for week one of my theology class, Biblical Concepts of Leadership. So in this week's class, we reviewed the leadership practices. So there are 5 leadership practices. The first leadership practice was model the way. The second was inspire to share vision. The third was challenge the process. The fourth was enable others. And the fifth was encourage the heart. So out of all 5 of those, I ranked model the way as number 1. Number 2 was challenge the process. Number 3 was inspire to share vision. Number 4 was encourage the heart. And number 5 was enable others to act. Interesting enough, I interviewed my wife, my mother, my sister, my brother-in-law, and then a coworker. And I mean, it was amazing to see how everyone looked at my leadership qualities, the differences between them, and for me to be able to dissect that. And I noticed depending on how a person, first off, how long they've been in my life, so the stages that they've seen throughout the growth of my life, that played a major role in why somebody looked at one leadership quality in me over the other. And the second thing was the relationship that I have with that person. Like, who am I to them? Do I look like am I an authoritative figure to them, or am I not an authoritative figure? So and I saw those differences with my mother. Of course, she's grown up, was my authoritative figure, but those roles kind of changed. She said she would have looked at this completely differently 10 years ago, which why I understand why she said that. So the first one I asked was my spouse. She rated model the way as number 2 for me. And I'm gonna just go over the top 2 for everybody. So for number 2, she rated model the way, and number 1 was challenge the process. So and you have to read the definitions for these. Like that was the number 1 thing that I kept saying with everybody I interviewed. Don't get caught up on the name of the leadership practice, but just read the definition and then decide. So with challenge the process, my wife said she picked challenge the process with challenge the process. So challenge the process, these leaders search for opportunities by seeking innovative ways to change, grow, and improve. I understand completely 100% why she chose that as number 1, because from the time we met till now, it's been a constant seeking of knowledge, seeking of ways to improve, to do better, to get more. I think that's one of the things that attracted her to me the most, and that's one of the things that she continues to see be displayed throughout our relationship. And then with model the way, these people, they find their voice by clarifying their personal values and then expressing those values in their own unique and authentic style. She rated this as number 2 because she's really seen me find my way, go in and out of circles and friends, even to going in and out of career paths or things that I want to do, interests. So she's seen a lot of that, and she's seen my leadership and model the way a lot. So my mother, she did model the way for me as number 1, and then 2, she actually did inspired a shared vision. sister, she rated me model of the way. She rated that as #1. And for 2, she did challenge the process. So my sister was the opposite of my wife. But I think it's funny that enable others to act and encourage the heart. Like those were the bottom ones for the people that were close to me. Like for my spouse, my wife, my mother, and my sister. Those were the bottom ones. And then for my brother-in-law and my coworker, those were the top ones. So that was kind of, well, they're almost the top ones, but that was just funny to see that the people who knew me the least amount of time or knew the least personal things about me, they looked at my leadership qualities totally opposite than what the people who know me a little bit more, than what they looked at me. So that was interesting. So my strongest leadership quality again was model the way. And let me just go back and read that definition one more time. So they find their voice by clarifying personal values and then expressing those values in their own unique and authentic style. So yeah, that was my top leadership practice. And one way I can improve that is by continuing to clarify my personal values. I know that as life goes on and the older I get and the more responsibilities I get and as situations change, my values change, or things that I held important change. And I was talking to my wife about this after we had did the interview. I was just saying it's wild because if this was 10 years ago, if something happened 10 years ago, I would look at it completely different now that I have kids and I'm married, or I would go about the situation completely different now that I'm just seeking more different things and I'm doing things for a different reason. But yeah, I could foresee that my leadership qualities will probably continue to change as I get older and become more mature, and as my values continue to change, right? Because I'm not going to think the same and feel the same way towards certain things 20 years from now that I feel today. So every day is, life is a journey, and every day I'm just taking it one day at a time and try to be the best me. But this assignment was interesting because it taught me a lot about myself. It taught me or showed me how other people look at me, and it gives me a point it allows me to pinpoint an area that I'm gonna focus and work better, work more and work harder and get better in. Thank you.